This week on Football Mezzanine, we look back at the North London Derby, a big upset for Manchester United, a five-star City performance, the sizzling Liverpool duo, and also a much-needed win for Chelsea.
And with Champions League football finally back, we take a look at our English club's games in the competition and also give our take on who we think is going to be lifting that trophy come May. Alright, so this week, the first game of the weekend was the London Derby. Shrikar, we called it.
We did call it. In fact, we said Spurs were going to nick this one, and nick this one they did. 1-0. Harry Kane.
They were dominating Arsenal, and that's exactly what we said would happen. They ran all over their midfield. What did you think of the game?
Yeah, like as you said, Arsenal were very, very poor defensively and even offensively. They didn't convert their chances. Their midfield looked dire, and Spurs were all over them from like the beginning. The first half was very poor from Arsenal.
Actually, you know what? The first half was actually pretty tight. They both seemed like they didn't want to lose it. Arsene Wenger seemed like he didn't really go immediately on the attack. Like some people might be tempted to after the way the signings gelled in against Everton, but it was actually a pretty tight first half, and it could have swung either way. And Aubameyang actually had a pretty good chance in the first 10 minutes too, which I'm gonna say was wrongly ruled out for offside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that too.
But it wasn't really mentioned in the media. Maybe it would have been if maybe Arsenal were playing at home. But it was a pretty tight first half, and
But the second
it was
half,
kind of similar.
The second half, like Spurs could have put four past them easily.
That's true. Yeah, second half Spurs came out and they were just it almost like didn't feel like they really changed anything. It almost felt like Arsenal just became Arsenal.
Right, and it's
let
surprising
Spurs
because
dominate
Arsenal
them.
had the quality to really injure Spurs, and even that like the 91st minute, Lacazette had that chance, which I really think he should have taken.
Yeah, I feel bad for Lacazette, man. Like Wenger, ever since Lacazette has come in, it almost feels like Wenger doesn't want him there. You know, he benches him, he subs him after 60 minutes, and now he's straight away he's second choice as soon as Aubameyang came in. So I can understand why his confidence is so low right now.
Oh yeah, I've noticed that with Lacazette too. Like Wenger doesn't seem to like start him in the big games too. Like against Liverpool, he didn't start, and with Aubameyang coming in
Yeah.
and Mkhitaryan, I don't know where.
He doesn't have the manager's trust. He just doesn't, and it's kind of sad. He's a quality player. He should be starting for a team like Arsenal, in my opinion, and maybe he should be starting with Aubameyang if that means dropping one of the midfielders. But like
I mean, if it
maybe
means
Xhaka or
anything,
something.
on FIFA, they're devastating. The front two, Lacazette and Aubameyang. So I don't know like why that can't be
Yeah, I don't know.
replicated in real life.
I doubt anything good can be replicated in real life's attack right now. Arsenal's attack, but they're just so up and down. Mkhitaryan had a terrible game. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah,
He looked like he was back at United.
He looked. There was so much promise in the first game. Like everything just came
Exactly.
together. I really thought it would be like a closer game, but
Mhm.
Harry Kane taking his chance. Good on him. Man, he's on fire. I really hope he could do the same for England in the summer.
Yeah, I think at this point too, Davies, their left back, has to be England's number one left back in the summer. Like he just keeps performing week in week out for Spurs, and with this Spurs team doing so well in the Premier League now, and I mean not as well as they'd like obviously, but in the Champions League now too against Juventus today.
Like, today we had that game 2-2. Spurs did extremely well. Extremely well.
Yeah, we'll get to that though.
Yeah, we'll get
So
there.
this game, yeah, Tottenham just dominating the second half, just like they did at Anfield last week. It almost feels like Tottenham are a second half team now. What do you think about that?
I don't know if they're necessarily a second half team, but I can see where you're getting the idea from because when Liverpool went to Wembley and we lost 4-1, they scored the majority of the goals in the second half as well. The second, third, and fourth goals were coming in the second half. Spurs seem to they're strong throughout the entire game in my opinion, but I think they really come into their own in the second half in the sense that they attack more directly. And the thing is, Spurs tend to concede first usually, And when they do concede first,
I don't know.
like if you look at the games, the United game they had a really
I
quick
don't know
start.
about that because I feel like they're just more of a team that wears the opposition out because of their constant domination of the ball and their constant high pressing rather than them just
No, but the thing I really like
reacting
about
to like the
Spurs
first
is
half.
that they can play different styles of football. It's not just counter-attacking or just pressing. And
I feel like it's more they're good at everything rather than they can do different things against different teams. It's just they're
are they
really good at
good or are they
defending.
more than average?
I think they're good. You can't just say they're more than average. I think they're one of the best teams in the world defensively. Their back line is any team would love to have Vertonghen,
But they
Alderweireld,
gave away two
even
penalties
Sanchez.
today. I mean, we can come to that later, but still.
Okay, well, Juventus conceded 2 goals. Like I still think Vertonghen's one of the best defenders in the world, and their midfield is one of the most like Moussa Dembele.
Dembele had a
He's one of the most
cracking-
underrated players in
cracking
the
game.
world. He's an amazing player. I think they're honestly a really underrated team. Spurs. They don't get enough credit for what they do so well. Like they beat Real Madrid comfortably at home. They drew against them away. They came back against Dortmund away. Like this is a really solid team, and they don't get enough credit for what they deserve, in my opinion.
Spurs. It's hard for me. It's hard for me to.
As a Liverpool fan,
Yeah, there's a bit of bias there, but who cares about that, right? But still, no, I completely get that. Pochettino has done a fantastic job. Spurs are a quality side, and I think they can go far in the Champions League. Top four seems to be almost set in stone right now. I don't see how it's gonna change.
set in stone? Really? I mean, like, okay, looking at the table right now, I'm pretty sure it's here. Well, hold on a second. Here it is. It's 52, 53, 54, 56. That's fifth to second.
But that's one
I
team
don't-
that's gonna miss out, and I honestly think that's gonna be Chelsea.
Okay, yeah, I thought you said it's gonna be Spurs.
No, it's not gonna be Spurs. Spurs are too good for that, but.
I don't know. They've been pretty inconsistent.
I would
this
not.
season,
I would not
sadly.
mind if United drop out of the top four. Honestly, couldn't care less.
I
On to the next big game. Oh man, what a game!
We saw this live in a pub, and I pretty much yelled when Aguero shot that goal
That
in
was
off the
a
bar.
fantastic goal. I screamed.
Yeah,
What
I
a
was
player!
there, so
Aguero
I
just
heard you.
comes up with 4 goals in every game. Like once a season.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
one game he
has
chooses.
to pick one team every season that he has to torment.
And it's always
What
4
did you-
goals. It's always 4 goals. It's
He
crazy.
scored 5 against Newcastle.
I know,
2
it's
years
crazy.
Ago, actually, so.
His return on goals, he's out injured for like 40% of the season, and then he comes in.
Not anymore.
Okay, not
anymore.
I
but
guess,
yes.
I guess, but still, he comes in like he's 5th or 6th in the goal scoring charts, and one game changes it completely, and now he's 3rd. He's just behind Salah.
Surprisingly, he's never been voted in Team of the Year. Why do you think that's the case?
I think it's because he missed, like, not this season, of course, but he has had injuries, which means that he can't play the entire season, which I think some pundits overlook. But I don't think that should, like, make a case for him not being in the team.
Even like last season, he wasn't injured at all, but it almost feels like he doesn't really get the recognition, even though everyone seems to recognize he's a great player. Like, it's a weird one.
It's really
How
weird.
does he not get in there?
I think it's because there's always that one standout forward every season. Aguero is consistent, but there's always this one player that pops up every season that is extraordinarily brilliant, which displaces Aguero's place in that team. Because if you look at a consistent Team of the Year for the past 5 years, Aguero would get in. But the individual years, if you look at them, I don't think Aguero gets in, just because there's always that one player who does brilliantly well only for that one season. Like, for example, Vardy in that Leicester season, that he got in.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
So I think it's not that he isn't appreciated. It's just that there's always a player who is more. Yeah. I don't know if flamboyant is
Same
the right
with
word.
David Silva. Same with David Silva.
There's so many underrated players.
Players like that, they're just so consistently brilliant that people forget how brilliant they are. It's kind of sad. But I mean, I don't think they're the type of player who really look out for individual awards anyway. So.
No, I mean, City are winning titles left and right, so like I don't think they care. But
yeah, Not even Aguero this game. Kevin De Bruyne with like a
Oh
hat
my
trick of
God.
assists.
What a
That's
player. What a
ridiculous.
player. Man, I wish Liverpool had KDB.
Uh, there's talk of him winning the Ballon d'Or this year, and I think
That's a
that's
bit of a
really
stretch. No, I
deserved.
think that's a bit of a stretch.
Just, I mean, not him winning it, but I mean, I think he's in the top five.
Yeah, yeah, he's in the top five for sure. But I don't think he's gonna win it until either one of Ronaldo or Messi drop off in
Uh-huh.
form dramatically.
I mean, Ronaldo's already doing it, but I think anyway. We're not gonna talk
Ballon d'Or
about
is
that.
another talk. Like, do you think he'll win PL Player of the Year? I think he has a
Who?
good
Kevin
shout
De
for
Bruyne?
yeah.
He's. I mean, that's. I'm pretty sure that's a
Easily, I don't
given
know.
right now.
Easily,
There's
there's Kane, there's Salah.
Salah, yeah, Salah, but I think Kevin De Bruyne will win it. He's just
Yeah,
been.
I
He can
think
do
he might make
everything,
it.
man.
Uh, Depends
I've
if Harry
never
Kane
seen a
gets a 30
player in
goal
my
season
life.
or Salah gets a
Okay,
30 goal
but
season.
I think Kane's already had a 30 goal season actually, but I I've never seen a player in my life who can do absolutely everything so well
Gerrard,
as Kevin De
Gerrard,
Bruyne.
like I compare KDB to Gerrard.
I still don't think Gerrard had the dribbling ability
Really?
or yeah, as or like the efficiency that De Bruyne has. He has this ability to take a situation and make the absolute most out of it, no matter what situation he's in. And I've never seen that in a player. It's almost like he makes the right decision 100% of the time, which is so underrated.
The one thing I don't
This
notice
pl-
KDB doing is tackling. Is that maybe
oh
it's because
no,
I don't
he
watch City enough,
no.
but
I think that's why. If you actually watch him, I think he's had the most distance covered, and I think the second most ball recoveries for us this season too. He's so
mm.
underrated when it comes to defending as well. He presses from the front. He defends when he has to.
What's his
He
position?
can do
What's his
absolutely
position in the
everything.
team? What does he play as?
It's just a center mid. He's everywhere. He can play
Okay,
wherever you
yeah.
want him to. He runs around everywhere anyway, so he doesn't really have a fixed position in the team.
So he plays right in front of Fernandinho, basically.
Say the number 8 role.
The eight or more of a, I don't know.
Not a 10, but
Not a
number
10.
8,
Okay,
kind
yeah,
of like
I guess.
what Iniesta plays at Barca, but he's more mobile
And more
than
dynamic,
Iniesta
yeah.
and more dynamic, exactly.
Mahrez
So
returned.
Riyad Mahrez returns for Leicester. That was quick.
Yeah, that was quick. What? No injuries.
I don't know. I thought it'd be punished almost for what he did, but
No, but
I
Leicester
think
need
Leicester
him.
feel bad,
Leicester
you know.
need
I
him.
think Leicester feel bad for what they did because he had an agreement with Leicester that they would let him go if a big team came calling, and they didn't.
No, I feel bad for him
So they
because I
felt
think
guilty.
after that Leicester title-winning season, he had an offer from Barca or Bayern, and they didn't.
I didn't hear about that, but
I'm fairly sure Barca came knocking for him 40 million. I think they put a bid in, but Leicester rejected it. But I can see why Mahrez would be pissed, because he sees Coutinho
Yeah.
leaving the same window with a very similar situation, and to see one player go and him staying back, I can see why he would feel pissed.
Yeah, and like he did have the opportunity to leave in the summer, as you said, but he decided to stay because Leicester were very firm, and he's been so professional so far. You know, like up to the January window, obviously he hasn't really sulked. He's been putting in performances week in week out, unlike some would say Sanchez did. But Mahrez
Right,
has been
okay.
really professional, and when City did come calling, Leicester they didn't really hold up their part of the deal. So I can understand why he's frustrated.
It's a tricky situation, like, and the return against City in the very next game he returns. It's a nice
Yeah.
coincidence. The City crowd, they clapped him on. A little weird though.
I
It
don't
was
actually know.
a bit frosty, but not real. I don't know what was going on there. Like, it was as if the fans were almost feeling sorry for him.
Welcoming him for next year. I don't know.
Pep could put a cheeky bit in.
Okay, but interestingly enough, he was supposed to come in for Sane, but Sane is already back in training. He's 5 weeks ahead of schedule.
Right.
How does that happen?
I think they just misjudged the injury.
Maybe.
Like, it can happen. It can happen.
It's funny, like, what if they got Mahrez, you know? Like, would he be back this early? I don't know.
But then that's just additional depth. I mean, City don't need it, but
Yeah.
It'd be Mahrez would be a good player like for any team in the Premier League. Like
Yeah,
there's no
for sure.
doubt.
100%. He's quality.
City roll on, titles sealed. Oh
Pretty
well.
much. What was the next game?
Uh Liverpool, 2-0 victory against Southampton, our B team, I guess.
Yeah.
Funny thing,
Pretty
Klopp in
accurate.
his pre-match conference took a dig at Southampton.
Oh, yeah?
All the pundits out. Oh yeah, it was hilarious. Lovren, so many like ex Southampton. Like if you look at our team, I
Yeah,
think
I
we
know.
could have started 5 ex Southampton players in that game had everyone been fit,
What
who were not an academy graduate, like proper players from Southampton.
what did Klopp say?
Oh, Klopp was just joking around with journalists. He was just like messing around, like let's see who gets the most boos, Van Dijk or Lovren.
Yeah, I thought this would be a tough game for Liverpool, but Southampton were just so poor. They didn't really
Southampton
put
were
up a
bang
fight.
average. It was a very, very poor performance. In the first half, after Liverpool went up 1-0, there were
Uh-huh.
signs of them getting back, but Karius made 2 outstanding saves.
Yes.
Uh,
Do you think he's replaced Mignolet as number
he
one for
has.
Liverpool?
Uh, Klopp today in his press conference, not Klopp, James Pearce, a very notable or reputable journalist for Liverpool, said that Klopp has dropped Mignolet for the Champions League,
Yeah,
which
I mean
means
I could
Karius is
understand
starting.
that.
And I mean, I'm glad he did it because the rotation was not working.
I mean Mignolet was just not working.
Also true. And we gave him 4 years. It's not like he hasn't had time to turn it around.
Yeah, it would be classic Liverpool goalkeeper to go and like mess up another game. Like Karius would go and like mess up another game now. Like I still
He's
don't
been on a good
think.
run of form. Like most Liverpool fans were just crying out for him to get a run in the team because the thing with Karius is he depends on confidence, and
Okay,
he wasn't
sure.
getting that because he wasn't starting regularly.
Maybe.
Two
I
goals though,
still
Firmino assist.
I'm still unsure if he's a long-term solution for you guys though.
No, I think he's gonna come good. Like depends on the next 11 games in the Premier League how he does, but
Uh-huh.
I think
Next
it's
year is his
very.
year?
Pardon?
Next year is his year, right?
Next year is his year. Could very well be, but Liverpool do need to bring in another goalkeeper in the summer just for competition because it's more than likely that Mignolet is leaving.
Mm-hmm. Going back to Sunderland?
In fact, I don't think anyone would want to go there
I don't
to
think
stay
anyone would
there.
want to take him.
Also, no, no, no. I'm fairly sure like the bottom sides would grab it. Like he's a decent goalkeeper, just not good enough for a high
He's a
pressure.
good shot stopper.
Right, and that works in the lower league, like lower teams,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
I don't think he can handle like the pressure of being in like a top 6 side.
I think you guys should have gone for Pickford this summer. Like, I just don't get why you didn't. Like, you let
I
your other Merseyside
I think it's
rivals
just
get him.
because Klopp trusts in his players so much.
Klopp is stubborn, man.
He's very
Klopp
stubborn,
is
and
really stubborn.
he's gotten flack from Liverpool fans for that for a long time. But I guess he knows what he's doing. Like I trust him.
Okay. I'm glad for
But
you.
it was a
Then.
good game for the attacking duo up front, Firmino and Salah.
Oh my god, the second goal.
The second goal, what a
The
oh.
back heel. Oh my goodness. I have no words. You can't really describe
I don't know if
Firmino
you
and
saw
Salah.
it, but Thierry
I
Henry
saw it.
on Monday Night Football, he
Oh.
gave like a detailed analysis, like a step by step, almost frame by frame analysis, and it was glorious. Just like the
What?
vision to do that, it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
they're
Salah,
special
to his
players,
credit,
you know. Firmino is, I think, he's one of the best players in the Premier League. I think
yeah,
I
yeah.
think so. He's actually ridiculously underrated.
And the thing is, he's not your traditional striker. He's
Yeah.
he's more than that
He kind of
because he presses.
he's kind of like Benzema in that sense where he doesn't do just like goals, you know. He plays
Mhm,
with the
mhm.
entire team. He dribbles, he passes, he
The amount of
backflips.
times he goes like back into like our own half, it's
Yeah,
insane.
yeah.
And
Except he
even
doesn't
for
miss
one of
any
the
as many.
goals,
Yeah, he doesn't miss as many chances as Benzema, but he does everything else.
yeah, he quality player, 20 goals this season, and it's ridiculous. Like if you look at his contract, he's earning £85,000 per goal after
Oh, wow.
after 16 goals. It's crazy. I don't mind paying him that as long as he delivers,
I
but
thought you were gonna talk about his salary and say he's getting paid less than what he should be, and I was gonna say, wow, poor him. Anyway.
20 goals though. There's our 20 goals per season
Yeah.
striker.
20 goals in all competitions, not bad at all.
11 game weeks to go, 12 in the Prem, 7 in the CL.
7, wow.
Yeah, because we had that like high scoring game against Maribor.
Right. And Sevilla, where you guys lost
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
last, or drew it in the last minute. But that's just classic Liverpool.
Let's not talk about
Yeah.
Sevilla.
So, the game of the week, one of the games of the season, the results of the season, Newcastle beating Man United. I really enjoyed this one.
Who didn't?
United fans.
Yeah, United fans, I guess. Rafa beats Mourinho again.
Yeah, interesting stat. Apparently, Mourinho has never beaten. I think it's.
No, he has beaten him. I think that the stat was Rafa has beaten him the most out of any manager
Really?
he's come up against. I think it's 6 or 7 defeats against Rafa. It's insane.
I don't really see what they're doing at the moment. Pogba is just kind of.
United are trying to be Real Madrid's Galacticos, but they don't have as weak of a league and as strong of players. Because they're bringing, like,
That's
for the
actually
past
interesting.
3 summers, they've been bringing in very, very good players. You remember Di Maria coming in that summer with Louis Van Gaal.
I actually didn't think of it like that, but that.
They were
Yeah,
trying
that
to
makes sense,
replicate what
'cause-
Madrid were doing. They were bringing in these high-profile names, Ibrahimovic, who are really quality players, but they don't have the team to back it.
That
So
makes sense.
they're going out trying to beat that. And also, the Prem is not La Liga. You don't have... Any team can beat any team.
Right.
So it's not like... You can't copy the same blueprint and expect success.
Yeah, that's actually a really accurate assessment. Just bringing in star players and expecting them to perform together as a team is usually not the best recipe for success. But Real
Right.
Madrid have... I don't want to discredit Real Madrid because they are a really good team too. Their midfield
Right,
is
of
one...
course. It's
Like
crazy.
when they were at their peak last season, they were one of the best teams around.
2 seasons ago, too. They back-to-back CL titles is
Yeah.
not a joke.
Yeah, but United, I mean... It just... Yeah, they don't really seem like they have a
Chemistry.
cohesive...
Like, if you look at the top
chemistry
6
or-
sides, City have a great chemistry. Liverpool's
And
attacking duo.
it's not like...
Spurs.
Like City have spent more than United, but they don't spend it on peak of their powers, like proven players. Like if you look at their signings, they bought Ederson, a relative unknown. They bought Sane last season, again, just a 19-year-old German.
Sane was
I mean, he
up
was
there,
19
but like
years
still.
old. He there's no way he was like proven
mhm.
like Sanchez or Pogba or Ibrahimovic. Like Sterling again, young. Who else? Jesus again, a teenager. Like
Laporte this season.
like Pep is buying players who firstly they fit into the team and secondly they have the quality to succeed. Whereas United are just buying just world-class players and not really worrying about how they fit into the team.
And I don't think that's going to work for them for...
How did Mourinho
Much
get a new
longer,
contract?
'cause-
What did he do to deserve a new contract? I don't know. I don't really get it.
I mean, he is second
Okay.
in the table. Like, if you look at it from that
fair
point
enough.
of view.
But I mean,
Although
it's
it's
just
tight.
the timing
but-
seemed a bit off, Like they lost to City, they were 14
Yeah.
points behind. They didn't really look like their season was heading anywhere, and then they just go on and renew his contract. It just seemed like a bad time.
No, if
Yeah,
anything, I
like,
thought he'd sign in
It
the
almost
summer.
seems like they've
But-
gone backwards since then even more.
Mourinho never struck me as the United manager. Like, the appointment itself, like, kind of, like, irked me. Like, I don't like
same.
Mourinho in the first place, so I was fine with him going to
Yeah,
United.
same.
But
It's kind of double.
from a United fan's perspective...
I don't think United
like,
fans appreciate him too much either,
I wouldn't be happy.
to be honest.
No, I don't think they do either. It's a weird situation, but credit to Newcastle on the day. Shelby
Yeah.
with an insane performance. Like, I saw the game, like the last half, like the second half. He was
Yes,
everywhere,
and
making
and their
interceptions,
keeper as
tackles.
well. It was his debut. I'm forgetting his name, but
Oh man,
what a performance! What a he's
Dubravka.
Dubravka. His introduction to the
He was
Premier
on
League
loan.
against
Yeah.
Manchester United, and he just had one of the best performances I've ever seen, like from a goalkeeper
In
this
the
season.
93rd minute, that quick reaction save. Oh
It was
man,
ridiculous. That was amazing. I'm glad for Rafa, finally getting somewhere with this team. So hopefully Newcastle could use this result as like a.
Yeah, I hope they pull through. I really like Newcastle as a team in the side.
Mhm.
I hope they don't get relegated.
So yeah, United just they still have to gel as a team. So we'll see if they can.
But how long is it going to take? It's been 4 seasons since Alex
Ferguson.
Ferguson left.
I don't know, man. Maybe they'll end up like Liverpool.
I don't know.
I hope
But
so.
Liverpool are on the rise again. Like we had that period.
Okay, but you also were on the rise. What, like 5 years ago when you had
The
that
Rodgers season.
Rodgers season, and then you fell down again. So
But that's because we lost.
you lost Suarez, and now you lost Coutinho, and who knows who
No,
you
but
might lose
I think
Salah.
Coutinho's loss isn't as.
Okay, it's not. Yeah, but I mean,
It's not as like we're still
I
fine
would
with that
hold your
Coutinho.
breath. Just hold your breath and see what happens in the next
Yeah.
season. So
I guess.
the other team in the top six, Chelsea, they finally won a game. How long has it been? It hasn't been too long, actually. I'm exaggerating.
2-3 games. I don't know. Chelsea.
Yeah. Giroud making his first start. He did
Yeah.
fairly well. He set up Hazard for the first goal. Had to get stitches on his head.
Mhm.
Um,
That was gruesome. That was
yeah,
not fun.
I-
But Hazard though, another quality player.
yeah, he just needs to be a little bit more consistent this season. But he's
Like his
we
first
know
goal was.
quality.
I was that I don't know 2 seasons ago. He had this really incredible goal where he ran up from like his own half, deking out player. I think it was against Arsenal or Spurs. I don't remember.
It might have been Arsenal.
But he just went through the entire team.
I think he scored 2 goals like that against Arsenal. He loves playing against Arsenal.
It might have been Arsenal, but again, incredible dribbling. Like
Yeah, he's like his balance is actually ridiculous. I just he has so much quality. He should be able to do this like every game, you know. I don't know.
But
I think he's being
I
too
think it's because
isolated
of
in
the
this
team
formation,
itself.
you know. I think he's being too isolated.
Yeah.
Just like they're only when they play Chelsea, they play with essentially 2 attackers or 3 attackers max because they play a 3-5-2-1 with wing backs, and
Right.
they basically the 2 and the 1 at the top are their only attackers, and usually that's Fabregas, Hazard, and Morata. And sometimes
And
they
occasionally William if he comes on.
but sometimes they just get so isolated because it's easy to get isolated when you're only 3 attackers in the team. And I think Conte's not really using his players to their strengths. That's my opinion. I think
he still has to figure out his like with the new players coming in. Just like he needs some time to come up with a new formation.
I really
Because
hope he doesn't.
Conte can do it. Because when we beat Chelsea last season at the Bridge, where Henderson scored that screamer.
That was before they went on the winning streak, though.
Yeah, that was the game before. Like after Liverpool lost, Chelsea went on this incredible winning streak. But the reason why they did that was because against Liverpool they played a back four.
Yeah.
But after the loss, Conte reverted to a back three with wing backs.
Yeah.
And after that, they went on this incredible run. So I think Conte like needs to rediscover like this Chelsea side.
And he needs to stop playing Bakayoko.
Also true. I mean, he
swear,
can't
if
play
he
him for the
sticks
next
him back
game.
in after he gets back from suspension,
Oh man,
he deserves to be
there's
sacked
gonna be
right
some
away.
real conspiracy theories.
I
I really don't, like we brought this up last time too, but
Yeah, maybe Bakayoko has like a picture of Conte, an interesting picture. I don't know.
a Dele Alli picture.
A Dele. Oh boy, let's not go there.
Oh boy.
Okay.
But Daniel Sturridge going off injured 3
Third
minutes, and I feel
minute.
so bad for the guy.
I actually feel really bad for him, man. It's like,
I think it's time for him to.
to what? Retire? No.
Yes.
No, mate. He's what, 27?
No. I think it's 28.
No. You can't. He's just. I don't think it's even a big injury, but look at Company. He's been injured for the past 3 years, and he never gives up. He's been back for the past month now, and it takes so much mental strength, but if you're not injured for like a bad reason, like look at Cazorla even, like I don't see why you would stop fighting. He's a quality player, and if he can get back, then he's not going to regret keeping.
He is a
keeping
quality
the struggle
player, but
going.
It just takes like a mental toll. Like he's been out since the 14-15 season. Like
I
he's
don't
never
know,
had like a
like,
consistent run.
If he needs to, he needs to maybe check out Pep's doctor, yo. Pep has a really sick doctor in Barcelona.
No, he went to that doctor. I'm fairly sure he went to that doctor.
Actually?
Yeah, like they
Okay.
were in. I think it was last 2 seasons ago. He went to that doctor. He was stateside.
No, I want to see Daniel Sturridge back and playing
No,
really well
everyone
like
wants
he
to see
was
him
with
back, but
Liverpool.
I don't know how.
You
Like,
can't just.
just mentally, it affects a player.
Of
Because how
course
long
it
can this keep
does.
going? Like, he's been out for two seasons,
Of
and
course he has, but
he's lost
you can't just
pace.
give up hope.
No,
You
I'm
can't
not saying
just
he
do that.
should. I expect for him to come back. Like, I want him to come back, but there comes a time where it's just like, how much more can your body? Like, if his body is clearly failing him, and I don't know how much further he should push himself.
I don't know, man. Like this is the only time in your life, like from the ages of 20 to like 34, where you can play at the top level, and I don't think it's something you should just give up if you still have a chance to fight. So I
Get,
hope
like, I hope he comes
he has the
back.
mental strength to keep going.
Apparently,
Just like
it's not a long
company
term injury.
has.
He should be
It's not a
back.
long-term
Yeah,
injury.
it should. He
No.
should be back next week. So
Hopefully. And
hopefully,
I want to see him doing well, and I want him to get back to scoring like he was with Liverpool, and I want him to go to the World Cup. I think
I don't
Harry
think he's gonna go to the
Kane,
World
Jamie
Cup.
Vardy, and Daniel Sturridge should be like the three strikers for England at the World Cup.
I wouldn't take Surge to the World Cup. I think there's better strikers out there.
Well, if he gets back scoring, then
If he
I
gets
think
back scoring, then
he's
there's a case to
quality.
be made. But at this current point in time, he's not getting on the plane. A Rashford would be a better choice.
Rashford, I forgot about Rashford. Man, Mourinho needs to play Rashford more.
I don't know what Mourinho's doing. Like, Mourinho's
He's
just
just gonna
Mourinho.
play Sanchez because obviously he bought him for a shitload of money. But
Yeah, but that was
anyway,
our EPL weekend. Do you want to give
so
your top four prediction after this game week?
yeah, I think I think City are gonna drop out.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
of course. I think they're gonna go on this like losing streak.
yeah,
Uh,
that's pretty much inevitable after the draw they had against Burnley
yeah,
last
for
week.
sure, for sure.
Um, I
I mean,
think
if
second
Burnley
is
can
gonna
draw,
be
like anyone can beat City, right?
yeah. It's anyway. Uh, second is I think Man United.
Mm-hmm.
Liverpool are gonna be third, and I think fourth is gonna be a battle between Chelsea and Tottenham. But I think Tottenham might edge it, and I really hope they do. That's my prediction for the top four.
Interesting. Uh, See, there's two top fours I can go for. One that I think it's gonna happen, and one that I want to happen. So I'll
Okay,
first start
why
with the
don't
one that I want to happen, the biased
sure.
one.
So Liverpool
Sit.
are gonna win the title,
No, no,
right?
no, no. Okay, I'm not that biased. Chill, chill. I'm not that biased. City have wrapped up the league since 2 months ago. It's over. I think second place is gonna be Liverpool.
Okay.
Third place I want Chelsea, and
Okay,
fourth
no.
Arsenal. Although it's not gonna happen.
This is ridiculous, Ricard.
No, it's a biased one. It's the biased view. But
It's
realistically,
just a
I think
dumb
it's gonna be
view.
City
Okay.
one, Liverpool two, uh, then it's gonna be Spurs in third place and United fourth.
How is this realistic? What world are you living in?
What do you mean?
United are not gonna drop so low, man.
They're two
I
points.
know they're bad right now,
Okay,
but they're
Liverpool
still a
have to go to
quality
Old
team.
Trafford, and that is a
Yes, I
six
mean
pointer.
you
And
guys
it,
aren't great away. You're not a great
no,
away team. I'm
and
sorry.
United still have to play Chelsea. Like if you look
Okay,
at
but
the
okay, so
the
that's
thing, like United, like every other team plays each other at least twice more than Liverpool are playing any of the top six opposition, which
okay. Well,
means
you guys don't struggle against top six. You know that you
that's the
struggle
point.
against like
No, no,
bottom
no.
six.
But we're not that bad this season.
I mean, I, you
I don't know.
are so far.
I think Chelsea and Arsenal are gonna miss out, regardless of the order of how we take
I
it.
think Arsenal are finishing sixth. That's a given.
Arsenal are finishing sixth. I think Chelsea's gonna drop out.
I think so too, but I don't think United are finishing like fourth.
But I mean, if you look at the points difference right now, it's what 3 points between
Let me
two,
see.
3, and 4.
United are actually 4 points ahead of Liverpool. So
No,
you
they're
guys
2 points
need to.
ahead of Liverpool.
No, they're four. Oh, sorry, I can't count. You're right. 56 and 54. Yeah.
56, 54 with Liverpool United to play each other.
I don't know, man. I still don't think you guys are solid enough defensively. That might change. Like
Maybe,
I,
maybe.
I'm just not convinced with your away form. And United are they know what they're doing, even though they're kind of in a mess right now. They'll get over the line, I think.
You think so? I don't know. We'll have to see, I guess.
We'll see.
Golden
Um,
Boot? Who do you think? I think it's gonna
uh,
be Kane.
yeah,
I really
probably
can't see it
Kane.
going any other way. Like,
Uh, I, I mean, there's a way it could end up with Salah, but I think Kane's
no, I
probably
don't
gonna
think
get
that's gonna
there.
happen. Just because if you look at the past 2 seasons, Kane at the end just comes up with like two hat
Yeah,
tricks in like 2 games,
true,
and
true.
that's the Golden Boot race over. Like,
Yeah,
what any of the
Kane
bottom
is
sides, West
so
Ham or
good.
maybe Bournemouth, whoever they play, if he just comes up with two hat tricks, it's over. It's done.
Mhm.
Because Salah
I
doesn't
think.
score hat tricks. He scores braces. He scores every game, but he doesn't score hat tricks.
Yeah, I think it's probably gonna be Kane, and I think this might be Kane's last season with Tottenham.
Oh, you think he's gonna leave?
If I hope so, man, for
I
his
hope he
sake,
leaves too. Like I wouldn't
because
mind.
he's in the prime right now. He needs to win trophies, and he's not gonna do that sadly with Spurs.
No, Spurs aren't gonna win the league next season or the
Yeah.
Champions League. I
Yeah, like it's just sad because I love the way Spurs play and I love the way they've been able to play this well without buying tons of players. Like their manager Pochettino has done an incredible job getting them to like where they are today. Ericsson, Ali, like their style of play too. It's so solid and you see patterns every single time they play and you know exactly how they're going to play, but you can't do anything about it because there's just so well rehearsed in everything they have to do. A lot of credit to Spurs. But sadly, I don't think they're going to win the trophy ahead of like Man City or maybe even Man United in the next few seasons.
yeah, I don't see it happening either, unless they strengthen. But with their stadium renovation going, I don't know how much money they have to allocate to players. And if
Kind of
you look
like
at
an
their wage
Emirates
structure,
situation.
it's come under scrutiny in the media before, where they aren't
Yeah,
paying
yeah.
their top players what they deserve. Like,
Yeah,
deserve is a
Daniel
strong
Levi.
word, but going by the current market, it's
Yeah.
the quality they have. They're not getting. They're not paying their players enough,
Mhm.
and at some point or the other, they're gonna leave to bigger clubs.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the Premier League for this
Yeah.
game week. Champions League returned
Yeah, so
today.
finally it's return of
Oh man, that
Europeans.
was 2 long months.
It's actually Tuesday we're recording today, so two of the games already happened.
Right.
Tottenham versus Juventus, Man City versus Basel. Tottenham with an incredible result.
I thought Juventus were gonna
Incredible.
blow them away. Like the way they started.
No.
The way they
The way they
started.
started. Yeah, yeah.
Like
I was like shocked.
I thought
Why did
Spurs
he
were gonna
start
go.
Aurier? He should have started Trippier. Trippier is much more solid. He's not as rash. But yeah, Spurs were
I
gone
think
in
I
the
think the
first eight
occasion got
minutes.
to them in the first 10 minutes just because they haven't experienced
Mm-hmm.
like
But I mean, they kind of have this season though. Like they've gone to really difficult
they've gone
grounds,
to the
like the
Bernabeu.
Bernabeu,
They've gone to Dortmund.
Borussia Dortmund away.
Then maybe that's why
But
they have the resolve to because of their experience, I guess, to come
yeah,
back.
that probably helped them,
That probably helped them, yeah.
stabilize themselves. But I also don't think Juventus helped themselves. They
No, I think
they were
Juventus
kind of
changed
I
their
think they were a
plan for
little bit
this game.
surprised. They were kind of surprised by the Spurs' quality in midfield, and Moussa Dembele especially.
Right, right.
That guy is that guy's phenomenal. He will never lose the ball in midfield. Moussa Dembele.
Also, Ericsson.
He
Ericsson was quality.
Ericsson and Dembele, they like I think any team in world football wouldn't like coming up against those two guys in midfield
No, no,
because
yeah.
they don't give the ball away, man.
What'd you think of Ali's performance? I didn't see him that much
Um,
this game. Like he had a few.
Ali's just had a quiet season so far.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's not the explosive player he was a couple of seasons ago. I don't know if that's just because he's losing some confidence at the moment, but I mean, he still had the assist for Kane's goal. and he was fouled for the Ericsson free kick goal. I,
Oh,
I don't
that
know if he's
Ericsson
not
free
being
kick
used
goal.
right.
He tried it in the first half. I don't know if you noticed, but in the first half he tried going under the wall, but it backfired.
It's really similar to what De Bruyne does too.
And
They're
Coutinho.
really similar players. Yeah.
Coutinho had that goal. I don't remember against who this season, but he went under the wall. Brighton? I think it was Brighton.
Yeah. Oh, they're so intelligent players.
Yeah.
And I think Buffon should have saved it. But anyway, no credit
But
taken
Buffon
away
made
from
that
Ericsson
quality save in the
because
first, against Kane, that header. I thought that was going in for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. But I mean, he did kind of head it straight toward him too, I think. But
Yeah, but
Buffon again defying his age.
40, I don't believe he's 40. Like, he could
Yeah.
keep playing for another 3-4 years. And
So they're 2-2 now. They've scored 2 away goals at Juventus, which is massive.
yeah.
Do you think they can pull through at Wembley in 2 weeks?
Yeah, I think they can, because 2 away goals are massive, because all Spurs need now is a draw. A low-scoring
Yeah,
draw.
a low-scoring draw. Um,
And
I
the
really
thing with
hope they
Spurs is
do.
they're devastating on the counter too, because they can press. So if Juventus have to take the game to them, because Juventus can't sit back.
Yeah,
And
yeah. If they
that's
play
what
Son,
bothered me today with Juventus's game plan. I thought they went away from what they do best.
what do you think they do best?
I think they do best when they hold back and defend. But today they went attacking. I think the 2 goals in the first half gave them a bit of false belief in thinking that they could just streamroll past Spurs. And they kept attacking in the first half. I think they should have reverted back to defense and stick to the basics after they got the
I
2
think
goals.
I think Juventus were a little shocked and a little frustrated that they didn't have the ball as much as they were used to.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they were kind of chasing Tottenham for a lot of the game, just because Tottenham didn't give the ball away too often, and Juventus were trying a little bit too hard to get it back too quickly.
Yeah, the game
So
was really
it was
pacey in midfield. It was
yeah, it was a quality game, man. This is why I
it
went
was a
to
good game
Champions
from a
League. It's
neutral
just
point of view. It was
so many
fantastic.
quality players on show.
If
So
Benzema's penalty went in, we could be
Higuain,
looking. Yeah, Higuain, my bad.
yeah,
They're similar players. They look the same, almost. But yeah,
if it went
Higuain,
in,
my bad. Higuain, if he scored that
yeah,
3-1
but I
going
mean,
into second half,
thankfully he didn't, and thankfully the game is still on, and
thankfully,
we'll see in 2 weeks' time whether Spurs can follow up this result with another great performance, hopefully at Wembley. I hope
hopefully
they go
not.
through, man.
I hope they crash out, but
Wow, they're an English team, dude. Get behind them.
no, there's 4 other English teams. No, 3 other English teams.
Okay. Anyway, so Man City Basel. I mean, I think everyone was expecting a Man City win, but a win of this magnitude.
I didn't think it was gonna be
and
that easy.
To start it this quickly and for it to be this easy, like you said.
Yeah.
What did you think of the
I just
quick
watched
fire
the
goals?
highlights because I was watching the Spurs game, but from the way it looked by the highlights and 4 goals, I think City just bossed that game from the beginning, and Basel
it's
really
funny.
didn't have any response to get back.
Yeah, it's funny. City could have actually been like 2 goals down in the first 10 minutes because they were pretty bad at defending some long balls.
Mm.
So if that happens against some quality teams, they could be in trouble. But their attack is one of the best in the world. We
Basel
already know
are
that.
arguably the weakest side in the last 16.
Yeah, so
I think
that
yeah, they're probably the weakest
that
side.
game is pretty much done, and it's a big boost for City because there's the second leg is going to be after 2 big games that they have in the league. Oh, sorry, 1 game in the league against Chelsea, and then the League
Yeah,
Cup final
the League
against
Cup,
Arsenal.
right.
So those 2 games they can pretty much devote all their attention to without worrying about the second leg of this game now.
Mhm.
I mean, that just seems to be the case with City all season now. Like, they've pretty much wrapped up the Premier League, so they can start resting players in that competition. They can rest players for the second leg of this Champions League tie. And, I mean, they have players coming back from injury. Everything just seems to be going their way at the minute.
And they're in the last 8, so Good for
Yeah,
them.
they pretty much are.
An English team.
Do you
Tomorrow's
think they can
games.
go all the way?
City, they definitely can go all the way. Yeah, why not?
Who do you think is the favorite for the Champions League?
Favorite for the Champions League. Um, I'd have to say PSG, just from a player's point of view. But
Yeah.
that could honestly change on tomorrow's result, because if Madrid get a result against PSG,
Yeah, I hope they do, man. I hope they knock out PSG. But we shall see.
we shall see. I guess. Yeah. The
Tomorrow,
other English games.
Liverpool, Porto, yeah. And,
Oh, that's gonna be
Real Madrid
such a
PSG.
good game. I know Porto are unbeaten in domestically.
Are you guys going away to Porto?
Oh yeah, the first game's away. The second leg's at Anfield.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Van Dijk needs a big performance.
Yeah, I think if
Do
we
you
can
think
come
Lovren
away
or
with a
Matip
draw
will start?
tomorrow,
Do you think Lovren or Matip would start?
I think tomorrow it's gonna be Matip.
Okay.
I don't think Lovren's gonna start tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it's for the better, honestly. I
Yeah.
think, even though what you said about him being better.
No,
as a
but
leader
I
in
don't
the
think
team,
Klopp's gonna risk
yeah.
risk him in such a big game, like
Yeah,
against Huddersfield, sure, against the Southampton, sure, but not in the Champions League, not
Well,
yet.
I mean, he risked him against Tottenham too. So, you never know.
Yeah, but that was at home. Also, it wasn't away.
It's still a big game.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
so-
it should be a good game. Firmino in his press conference today, I don't know if that was a translation issue, but he literally said we're gonna go out there and quote unquote kill them.
I don't know. Maybe he's just really hyped.
Maybe, yeah. Also, he's Portuguese. He speaks Portuguese, so it's gonna be an interesting game. Next game up,
Yeah.
Chelsea Barca. Ooh,
Yeah, next week, the other English team is gonna be Chelsea. Boo! Are they at home, Chelsea? I don't know.
yeah. I'm not sure if Chelsea. I think Chelsea are home first leg. But either way, I don't see them getting
yeah.
past Barca. There's
No, I
no
really don't.
chance.
I think, yeah, Barca are one of the favorites to win this year. I
Unless
think.
Conte sets up super defensively and plays long balls to
just-
Giroud, I still don't
Even
see
if-
them like.
No, I still don't see them beating Barcelona, man.
It'll have to take something
haven't
really
been-
special from Chelsea to overcome Barca.
Like, plain and simple, they aren't good enough, and they
No.
haven't been good enough
No.
this season. So maybe last season it would have been a different kind of game, but
maybe because last
this
season they were on a
season-
roll, but
like they're lacking quality and they're lacking confidence at the minute.
Yeah.
The only chance I'd give them is if Hazard is having like an unreal game, but
yeah,
even still, it's a little too much to do in my opinion.
no, I don't think it's gonna happen. The other game, United Sevilla, could be interesting, but I think Man United have the quality to beat Sevilla.
Right, Man United, Sevilla.
Like
yeah,
they should,
I-
they on paper they should blow Sevilla away, but we've seen this season that Sevilla can be dangerous.
Liverpool. That's just Liverpool.
I don't know, mate, because Sevilla have had a very good record against English
That's
sides
true.
in European
That's true.
competition.
Yeah, that's true.
So I
And
wouldn't like put
United-
it past them to.
Yeah, United haven't been too great in cups this season.
No, and if
Yeah.
United have an off game, I could easily see Sevilla taking
Yeah.
advantage of that.
Me too. Me
Because
too.
they have good players. They have Korea. They have players who can really inflict damage. So, I think United need to be like on their game. If
And I think, to be honest, I think they will be for this game.
they
Mourinho,
should be, they
he-
should be.
He tends to usually get it right for these big
Yeah.
cup kind of games.
Yeah. And I
It's
think
just-
if they're playing away, their first game, he's gonna park the bus anyway, like he usually does.
Yeah, and most of I think their goals, if they come, is going to be from like counter attack.
Yeah, it's gonna be
The likes of
Lukaku, like,
Martial, Lukaku, Lingard,
Yeah.
Sanchez.
yeah.
So yeah,
It's honestly probably
English
gonna be
teams-
Lukaku just like bullying like the smaller
Yeah.
defenders and just like nicking a goal. But
yeah.
that could just
So
be my
English
bias
teams-
towards United. I don't know.
I do too. I'm trying really hard not
Yeah.
to knock them.
But it's so hard not to like. But yeah, United should easily beat Sevilla.
Yeah.
And theoretically, we should have 4 teams now in the last 8, which is a massive, massive statement from the Premier League.
Yes. English teams are doing really well this year. I don't want to jinx it yet, but
Not yet, not
I-
yet.
I-
like, But
They're
theoretically, we should have 4 Premier League sides in the last 8 of the Champions League, which is massive. It's massive if that
it's
happens.
massive, but
Because
they need
the
to.
PL sides have been bullied relentlessly by the Spanish teams and even the French sides
Yeah,
in the Champions League since United won the Champions League in 08?
I think it was
07,
Chelsea
08?
that won it most recently.
Chelsea won it most
Chelsea won
recently,
it.
but that was against the run of play. Like, it wasn't like a dominant period.
Fair.
Because English
Yeah,
teams
fair.
had at least 2 sides in the semifinals from 04, 05 to 08 or
Yeah.
09, 10.
And it's probably just a result of all the TV money that's been going into the English Premier League,
Right.
and B, the quality of managers in the Premier League now is actually incredible.
Yeah.
Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp, Jose Mourinho, Antonio Conte,
Pochettino.
Mauricio Pochettino, not Wenger, but yeah, it's looking good for English football. I'm really happy.
Yeah, I
Hopefully they
really
can
hope
look good
4
in the
sides
World
go
Cup
in.
too. Yeah,
Because if the PL gets 2 sides in the semi-final, we could have an English champion easily,
yeah, for sure.
which
I
would
think-
be
I think the top three for the Champions League this year are PSG, Man City, and
Barca.
Barcelona.
Yeah.
I don't think any team other than those three can win it this year.
Can Barca draw PSG before the final? Or is it
I don't
random?
see why not.
It's not
Uh,
like the World Cup where it's sides, right? It's always random every single draw.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Like, I
Yeah.
know in the round of 16, you can't get a team from your own country.
Right, but in the
But
quarters,
after that, I think it's all random.
so there's gonna be a draw for every round.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so I don't see why we can't have a big side get knocked out early.
Yeah, I mean, a big side is going to get knocked out. Real Madrid versus PSG.
Right, but even like a Barca PSG could take place before the final, which could pave
Yeah,
the way.
for
I guess
sure.
it comes down to luck, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's the cycle of the CL.
Champions League is back. Stuff is looking good.
Football's back,
And-
thank God.
I think that just about wraps up our second episode of Football Mezzanine here in Ottawa, Canada.
See you next week, boys and girls.
I'm Ansh. This was Shrikar with me, and it was great to talk about football.